to join us for this call. This is a backstage pass into coaching, and we're just going to explain a little bit more about what we do, why we do it, how we do it, and a big one, how you earn money with coaching, because I know that's big for a lot of us. We put in the hard work, and what you earn is a direct reflection of that. So something to keep in mind as we go on. For those of you who don't know me, I think I pretty much know everybody. If you don't know me, my name is Amanda Gould, and I have been a coach for almost 3 years now. I started when my son was 4 months old. So I started in November of 2014. And really, I was just looking for a way to lose the rest of the baby weight. I had been seeing a trainer on a regular basis, was paying an arm and a leg to see this guy who was giving me the same routine, but in a different order. And luckily for myself, I had enough knowledge of fitness to know that that's what he was doing. I was like, okay, this is ridiculous. I'm not seeing the results I'm after, yada, yada, yada. One thing led to another. A friend shared a post that another coach did about a clean eating challenge. I got in on the clean eating challenge. A few weeks later, I saw a post she did on the 20-minute fix. And that was it. I jumped in. Like, I didn't even have any time to give objections or to think about it. I was just like, yes, sign me up. This is what I need. I'm going to become a challenger and a coach all in the same day. And I never looked back. So when it comes to certain things like objections, I'm not so good at sharing from that perspective, because I just knew I needed a change at that time and went full force in. But you'll hear from other coaches on our team who have taken a little more time to think about jumping into the coaching opportunity. So not everybody is as eager to jump in as I am. So that's just a little bit about my background. Before we really dive in, I just want to quickly thank Leslie and Daisy for joining us tonight and helping to lead this call. They are not only business partners and teammates of mine, but they are very close family and friends. And we've just been lucky enough to get even closer over the past 2.5 to 3 years. So I'm very thankful for that, and all the friendships that I've been able to create since becoming a coach, which is extremely evident by everybody who's popping on this call right now. So it's really exciting to see so many familiar faces. So who am I? I already gave you guys a little description of that. I am married. I have 2 kids now. Addie's almost 10 months. Rock is a little over 3. I have a bachelor's degree in music therapy, a master's degree in elementary and special education, no background in health and fitness. I don't have personal training certification. I don't have any of that going on. So, nothing in there, nothing in marketing, nothing in technology. So I literally started from scratch. I had very few Facebook friends when I started, and was literally a Facebook ghost. Did not post anything. People didn't know I was pregnant. People didn't know I had a baby. When I started, it came out of nowhere. So don't be afraid if you're thinking, but I don't post on social media. I don't do that. I didn't either. So if you are friends with me on Facebook, you know how much I post now. So I promise you it can happen. Growing up, I was very shy, self-conscious, insecure. I really struggled with my weight my entire life until I hit about the age of 16 and went about it the wrong way. I did a lot of under eating, and then I did a lot of over exercising, and then I did a lot of binge eating. It was that cycle for a good almost 10 years on and off. So I really did struggle for a long time. Weight maintenance has never been easy for me. Losing the baby weight has not been easy for me. I'm not genetically a very fit looking person. So everything that I have done, I've worked for, and have used the Beachbody programs and products to help get me there. Well, what made the biggest difference when I started with Beachbody was the structure of the programs and the support I received from my teammates and the coaches around me. So if you're part of one of our challenge groups right now, and you're thinking the same thing, I've never been able to stick to something before, but this is the first time. That's why. And that's because of what we do as coaches. And that's why I am so passionate about what we do as coaches, because we're here to hold one another accountable and hold you guys accountable and to help you push for your goals. So that's why I'm so passionate about what we do. At that time, before I had ever started, I was always looking for that quick fix. What's next? How can I drop a few pounds for this weekend? Like I said, I had no social media experience, and I really I wasn't working before I started Beachbody. I was on maternity leave and I had wanted to extend it. So we had very limited spending and trips at that time. How have I changed in the past 3 years? I'm now a confident business owner. Like I'm healthy and fit. I consider myself to be a fit person because I put in the work. I like to consider myself a successful work from home mom. I was able to retire my teaching contract at the end of last June after a 2-year maternity leave. I'm constantly on a journey of self-improvement. I have lots of social media engagement now, and I absolutely love it because it gives me a purpose and it helps me to help others. And we are completely credit card debt free and planning regular vacations. We're heading to Jamaica for our 5-year anniversary trip. That's something we never would have been able to do if I were staying home without that extra income. So it's been really, really huge blessing in our lives, and I'm so thankful that somebody presented the opportunity to me. Moving on, how we found Beachbody. I told you, I just came across a post on my newsfeed. It was like it was meant to be. So that's another reason why we're constantly sharing what we do. The mission statement of Beachbody is to help people achieve their goals and enjoy a healthy and fulfilling life. So I know it's actually funny. I won't say anybody's names, but a girl I was talking to the other day was saying, why can't it be called like healthy body or, just different examples like that, like strong body. Why does it have to be called beach body? I can't wrap my head around that. And what I said is, we are not beach body, but we work the mission of Beachbody, and that truly is to help people achieve their goals, whatever that may be. That may be to just feel healthier, to be able to do 10 push-ups. It's not necessarily to look a certain way in a bikini. If that's what makes you feel good, then that's really important, but that is not the overall goal or the mission of Beachbody. So I want you to keep that in mind as we go on. Yes, the name is Beachbody, but we are not Beachbody. We're just all working together on this mission to help others feel their best, achieve their goals, and enjoy a healthy and fulfilling life. I mean, who doesn't want that? Who doesn't want them for yourself or for the people around you? All right, so moving on. What does a coach do? A coach is a product of the product. We lead by example. Leslie, Daisy, and I, we use the products on a daily basis. You see it in the groups. We are breathing, walking, users of these products. We love them. It's just something like I couldn't imagine living without anymore. Does that mean we're 100% on our nutrition all the time? No. Does that mean that we don't miss workouts? No, we are human too. But as coaches, we do use the products and programs. I know I wouldn't stand behind them if I didn't use them on a regular basis. So you'll never see me skipping a month of Shakeology on my performance line. It comes every single month because I'm always running out of it by the end of the month. And we get 2 bags because Frank drinks it too. And there are times when Brock steals a few scoops too. So we are constantly have our auto ship going. We share what we're doing. We help others stay accountable. We host accountability groups, which are our challenge groups. We earn a commission on orders we generate, and we duplicate our efforts by building a team. And Leslie's going to talk more about a lot of this as we go on. But as a coach, you don't have to be a fitness and nutrition expert. You don't have to be at your goal weight. You don't have to hold any inventory at your house, which is really cool. I know there are some network marketing companies where the people actually have the stuff at their house and they have to ship it out. We don't take care of any of that. We have a direct warehouse where all that goes out of. You don't have to handle cash or credit card info. That's all done through a separate site. And you don't have to be a salesperson, which again, Leslie's going to get to in a little bit for us. So why become a coach? I'm sure you each have your own reasons for being on this call tonight, but why become a coach? You can set your own hours. You work when and where you want to work. I work around nap times. That's what I do. That's what I've always done. If my mom can come over for a little bit and watch the kids while I try to get a little private planning time, that's really helpful. Or like I'll try to do it when Brock's at school. But I literally, when I first started building this business, it was entirely 100% around nap times. I just made sure every day at 1:30. I didn't care what was going on. We were home by 1:30 and I was sitting at my computer. I know other people, Daisy will probably be able to share more about this, but before she left her job, she was literally like working in those power pockets throughout the day when she could. Sneaking away in the bathroom, spending the extra 5 minutes in the car before walking into the house at night. You find those little pockets of time throughout the day to make it work. It's a very low startup cost. For some of you, it could be even free to sign up if you've, started with the challenge pack. We'll get to that later, I promise. You get a discount on the products and you earn 25% commission and team bonuses for everything you sell. You have personalized websites without having to incur any costs to build your own. Like, you don't have to create anything of your own if you don't want to. You get free incentive trips and, prizes for hitting goals, which is a lot of fun. You not only get them from corporate, but we as your coaches like to, treat you to certain things. And then you do meaningful work. So you're helping others change their lives. I mean, that in and of itself is huge for me. And just a little bit more about background about becoming a coach. I didn't realize when I first started, but having been on several months of maternity leave by the time I started coaching, something was missing for me. I wasn't really part of a lot of mommy groups at that time. I spent a lot of time in the house with Brock and I felt very lost. I missed my teacher friends. I wanted to be home with Brock. Like, I wanted nothing more than to be at home with him and to be a stay-at-home mom. That was my dream forever growing up. But I lacked something. I was missing something. And coaching gave me that purpose I needed to keep going again. It gave me that passion to wake up before he did and to sneak in my work time during his naps, because I felt so fulfilled having the opportunity to help other people the way I had as a teacher, but in a different way, if that makes sense. And that's one of the other reasons that I'm so passionate about coaching not only challengers, but mentoring new coaches. Because being a coach, being a leader on a team like this gives me the opportunity to use those creative juices that I was missing out on. Just going through the same songs and the same motions each day. If you've had little ones, you know how hard those early months can be because you're just going through the same routine every single day. So it really allowed me to pull those passions from teaching back out again and to create content and to be able to do things. No pressure for those of you new to this. There is no need to create any new content right away or even in the near future, but that's just something that I found that gave me passion and fulfillment. So that is pretty much, my reason for becoming a coach and why others might want to become a coach. So before I move on to Leslie's part, I just want to share who coaching is for. So coaching might be for someone who sets goals for themselves and doesn't give up until their goals have been accomplished. Someone who leads by example to create results for themselves and others. Someone whose results inspire other people to want to live a healthy and fulfilling lifestyle as well. And that's not saying that you're 100% at your goal or that you have visible six-pack abs. That's just showing that you are on a transformation, on a journey yourself. Your results will, whether it is 2 pounds or 50 pounds, your results will inspire somebody else because you are working to better yourself, which is always inspiring, no matter how big or small that may seem to you. And then who else is coaching for? By creating results and inspiring others, it ultimately helps everyone achieve their success. So do you have the heart for helping others to achieve their goals? So that's just a little bit about who coaching is for, what a coach does, why you might consider becoming a coach, and, what Beachbody has done for myself and my family. I'm going to pass it over to Leslie now, who's going to talk a little bit more about how coaches share, they don't sell. So Leslie, it's your turn. Thank you very much.
Okay. Hey guys, thanks so much for hopping on. I am really just thrilled at the amount of you that did get onto our call tonight. I'm really not going to share anything about myself because hopefully you saw the video I put up the other day. I was down the shore. I hated leaving it. Let me tell you, it was just gorgeous down there. But with that, I was able to find pockets of time to get work done on my vacation. Did I feel like I was working? Not at all. Not at all. I really love what I do as a coach, helping each of you who I am your personally sponsored coach and anybody who's in the group, because I'm that person. I will respond to anybody. If you have a challenge, I will always be there to answer and, help answer a question. It doesn't matter if Amanda is your coach or Daisy or Beth. We all really do work as a team. So, and that team spirit also goes through with our coaches. We're there for you that same way. When I got into this, I had no idea what I was doing. Amanda presented the opportunity to me, and I was like, I wanted the discount. I wanted that 25% discount, because who doesn't want Shakeology for, $99? Well, it's $115 when you're as a coach, because we pay such a minimal amount to be a coach. $15 for our business office. You certainly can't have a brick and mortar business and spend $15 a month on it and, still earn a lot of us can earn a living on this. So like I said, I don't have to, it's never worked to me, for what I do. But what I like to say is I don't have to sell the product. I've never had to sell anything. Really what we do is share. We share an opportunity to get healthy. We share an opportunity to get in shape, to, gain confidence and new perspective. And, as a lot of you are new moms, and what it does for you that way. You really just sometimes as moms, if you're in a business, you get lost in that. So this is really such a wonderful outlet to be able to share and to share the tools that we use. So as a coach, you are never selling. You're offering opportunities. And any of you, I hope that's what I've offered you. I have a lot of my people on here. So I really hope that that's what you feel, that I've never sold you on anything, and that you have, reaped the benefits of what you've gotten, because that's what it's all about. And I'm just going to touch on one thing real quick, because I listened to a call earlier, and it was really about people thinking that we're a pyramid type thing. Beachbody is in no way a pyramid scheme. And you may hear that from other people that, oh, it's a pyramid. Well, we provide a product and a service. So a pyramid scheme does not provide that. So I just really like to clear that up, because you're going to hear that, if you share this with people. And let me tell you, anybody who knows me, Amanda and I are family, and there is no way you would share, something that wasn't 100% the real deal with family, because, you just don't do that. And you certainly don't do it with friends. And, I always say with any of you, what you see is what you get with me. I'm very real. I have no reason to ever be anything but honest with you guys. And, this has been such a wonderful opportunity for me. The financial end of it is wonderful, but for me, it's so much more than what I get in ways of a paycheck. Just to get messages like I got today from one of the women here on this call tonight. That's why that I'm looking right at you. That's why I do this, to help you. So as a coach, that's what we do. We help. We provide you with the tools to go on and be successful. So there's no selling. What I do is I go on and I will post 3 to 5 times a day. And a lot of it's more about me. It's not so much about a product. It's about me and my lifestyle, and how, a mom of 5, grandmother of 4, busy wife, running kids here and there and everywhere, can still make it work as not only a challenger in, with Beachbody, but also as a coach. And, that's really kind of it. I love what I do. And I know that any of you that decide to join us, you'll just see the benefits are so amazing. And not to mention, I have to say one other thing, is that you don't have to be where you're at in your journey. I think Amanda said that too. That just keeps it real. And it also keeps you even more accountable. So if you're reaching for a goal, when you're coaching, I think it just helps you that much more. I always find that when you take the emphasis off yourself and you put it onto someone else, and can just give it that way, you're going to get to your goals before you know it. You're not even going to realize it. One day you're just going to look and you're going to be like, oh my gosh, look at the scale. Look at these pants that I'm wearing now. Look at how I've reached my goal. And I did this by helping others, because again, you take that emphasis and the pressure off of yourself. So I think that's really it. If you have any questions at the end, you're certainly, we really want you to ask that. But right now I'm going to pass it over to Daisy, and she's going to speak about objections that you may get, and also about the misconceptions that people have over Beachbody and what we do. So that's it, guys. Here you go, Daisy.
Hey guys, so I'm going to warn you, I am very unprepared, which is the story of my life. I'm in the middle of a move. So when we talked about doing this call on Sunday, I'm like, oh, I'm all in. And then I'm like, oh crap. So this is just me. Like I'm never, I didn't take any notes, but this is what you're going to get. It's as real as it's going to get. So if you hear any kids screaming, my kids are still awake, so I apologize. But so I wanted to talk a little bit about, and for those that don't know me, I'm sorry, my name's Daisy. I have 3 kids, busy life. I'm a stay-at-home mom. Fulfilled one of my ultimate dreams, to be home with my kids, and so this is what I do full time. So a little bit about, I want to talk a little bit about objections. I think if we needed like a poster kid to be one of those like people that, that had every objection to be a Beachbody coach, I think that would be me. I have been doing Beachbody programs for over 9 years. I started with P90X, fell in love with Tony Horton, fell in love with the programs. But I couldn't afford Shakeology. And I heard about it. I heard just amazing things, but I just could not afford it. So it took me a really, really long time to just even like start drinking Shakeology. And I only started because Amanda had, brought up that, the coaching opportunity, you get 25% off Shakeology. So I'm like, oh, this is great. I'll give it a try. I get 25% off. So that's how I signed up as a coach, just for the discount. Had no idea. But believe it or not, I had followed coaches for about 3 years, like really successful coaches. I didn't know what they were doing. I just know that they were working out at home to these programs. Hold on. Okay. To these programs that I was doing. I wasn't getting paid for it though. And I'm like, how are these people able to stay home, work out? They look amazing. They're always so happy and so positive. And so I just went all in. One of the main reasons that like held me back was I didn't have time. I didn't have time. I was working at the time. My youngest was, she was probably about 4 months at the time. I'm like, I have no time. Like, and that, believe it or not, was such an excuse I was giving myself, that if I would have known 3-4 years ago, like I think sometimes I'm like, where would I be 4 years ago if I would have signed up as a coach then? Like, are you kidding? I wasted all that time. And it was because I was afraid like that I was actually just, number one, giving myself excuses. And I was afraid that I wasn't going to like fulfill my ultimate goal of being a successful coach. And I had fear. So that is like the number one thing, guys. If you are, thinking about have any slightly thought of wanting to become a coach, but are hesitating because of time, like we all have the same 24 hours in a day. You work out for 30 minutes, right? So take out, like Amanda said, like I was working full time when I signed up as a coach. I would, sit in the car for 5 minutes and return 2 messages, or I would wake up an hour earlier than, my kids and work at it because I really, wanted for it to work. I wanted to talk about something else here. And then the other big thing was money. Money. That was huge. That was huge for me, guys. Again, I became a coach to get the 25% off Shakeology, and I was hooked. But then again, I didn't want to pay for it. So I, made it a point every single month to get my Shakeology paid for. And then like the goals started getting bigger. I'm like, okay, so if I'm getting my Shakeology paid for, I'm capable to do that. I'm capable of so much more. So that was like really huge for me, was just money. And I actually signed up when Amanda brought up the opportunity. I used my birthday money to sign up with a challenge pack. It was $180. I did the 3-day refresh. And it was the best I mean, even think about it. I'm like, gosh, it was only $180, and that changed my life forever, guys, like forever. I would probably, like, if she would have said $500, I would have been like, okay, like sign me up, because I can't even, like, coaching has brought so many opportunities to my life. Like, I started like just believing in not only in myself, but in the goals that I had in life. And I'm achieving those because I have faith now, and I believe in myself. And when you have faith and you believe in yourself, guys, it does take time to get to that. I mean, it was for me. Like, I had to do a lot of, I had to work on myself a lot, and I still do. But if it wasn't for coaching, like, I wouldn't be where I am today. Because of coaching, like, I'm able to stay home with my 4-year-old. I have 2 other kids, and I wasn't able to do that. I'm able to, push harder if I want to, if I want that weekly check to be a little bit bigger. Like, I have that flexibility, whereas I didn't have that at work. I was capped at a certain, paycheck, and that was just it. And, with Beachbody, you get so many, I know I'm going off track here, but with Beachbody, you get so many incentives that, like, we didn't even talk much about, like, the vacations that you're able to go on. Not only yourself, like your whole family. You're just able to push so much harder, in that I would have never been able to do that at my old job. Like, I was a medical biller sitting behind a desk for, 8 hours. And now I'm able to do what I love and be home with my family, and still provide, financially. So that's a blessing, guys. Like, that's a blessing. I know I went off, like, I'm sorry. I'm running on, like, no sleep. So yeah, just going back to, like, and just whatever you put in your head, like, oh, I'm not at my goal weight, or I don't have those, the 6-pack abs that I want, or whatever it may be. Like, your starting point is golden, because you can start sharing that journey. For me, I was stuck, like, I was stuck in just life itself. I was not only stuck in my, I had hit a plateau in just myself and life. And when I, found out more about the coaching opportunity, I'm like, this is a perfect opportunity to stop, underestimating myself, because I was always in and out of, dieting, and I would do something for 2 weeks, and then I would just, like, stop. And I'm like, no, you know what? I need to hold myself accountable. And when Amanda brought up the opportunity, she's like, well, you can keep yourself accountable and help others do the same. I'm like, it was just no brainer, because I struggled for so many years with my weight and with confidence and, with just so many things in life, that when she brought this opportunity, I'm like, I can help so many people like me. And that was it. Like, so yeah, I know I can keep talking forever, but I kind of went off. This is what happens when you're not prepared.
Well, that's what I love. I mean, like, honestly, if you think about how coaching truly is for everyone. It doesn't matter if you're extremely type A like me, or you're a little on the less organized
An
side.
extrovert that just kind of just
Yeah, it's totally what works for you. And what I think is so cool is that we have coaches on our team from all walks of life, all ages. We have men, we have women, we have engineers, we have doctors, we have moms, we have teachers, we have speech therapists, we have dads, we have business professionals, we have financial advisors. Like, you don't just have to fit a certain mold to be a coach. I mean, we literally have people from all professions who have become coaches. And I think the only other thing in there that like I might add to Daisy's part is that I hear from a lot of people, well, I love my job. Why would I become a coach? And I mean, with the exception of getting a 25% discount on everything, why wouldn't you want to add a little extra fulfillment or accountability to your life, or be able to help a few extra people, even if it's just some people in your family? And I'm going to get into a little bit more the levels of involvement with coaching as we go on. But success as a coach is truly up to you. It's all about the effort that you put into it. But we are extremely lucky to have such an amazing and supportive team. And we have a lot of resources for you when you do sign up. So we have a new coach kickoff call, which is going to be held the week of September 4th. We already have a few new coaches who have signed up, and we've already got their availability. But we're going to, see as this week goes on, if anybody else joins the team in the meantime, we're going to make sure that we do it at a time that's best for everybody. So there will be a poll going up and a questionnaire going out to you, when you join. So we have that new coach kickoff call. We have an online training specifically for, my goodness, I can't talk anymore. Online training specifically for the coaches in our organization. We have weekly team calls. We have one-on-one mentorship opportunities. And the pace is based entirely on your goals and what you want to achieve. So we may give you these resources, but don't feel like you're expected to overnight have them done or, finish it all in 1 week. It's totally self-paced and up to you how quickly you want to move with this opportunity. Somebody like me, I literally jumped in and finished a 7-day training in 4 hours because I was just so eager and excited to get started, but there was no timeline on it. And like I said, it's what you put in. So you start today, you may say, okay, well, for the first month, I want the discount. And then as I go on and I get further on my journey, yada, yada, yada. And that's why we're going to get to the different levels of involvement. And I apologize. I am very much a notes and a bullet point person. So if you see me looking to the left or right, it's because I have notes in front of me, but I also have notes on my computer. So it's the teacher in me. But the technology side where I have no idea what I'm doing is why I am all over the place. So no, we're talking about the levels of involvement. So there are 3 different levels of involvement. And that's the first level is just being a discount coach. You're for a customer, you take advantage of the discount. It is totally okay. For a while, the idea of having a discount coach was gone. You didn't really need to be a discount coach because they were offering the 10% with Beachbody On Demand. Unfortunately, that is no longer an option as of September 9th, I want to say. So here's another great way to get the discount on your Shakeology. And one thing you'll notice, even though I have notes and some of us may be more or less organized, you do not need to know everything as a coach. All this information is somewhere for you and in our team pages. So it's not like I just know this stuff off the top of my head. It's literally right here for me. Even though I've repeated a lot of it a lot of times, it's all right here. So the second level of involvement for coaching is being a hobby coach. So you're a team player. You love the products. You enjoy being in challenge groups. You've had success with products, and you just want to be part of an amazing community. You might earn enough money to pay for the product you're using each month, or maybe up to a couple $100s. It's based on what you want to do. But you're not going all in yet. You want to be part of it. Maybe you want to help out leading the challenge groups, help bring some challengers in, earn your Shakeology. Totally cool. Totally up to you. Then the third level is the business builders. So these are the all-in coaches. You want to earn an income and you're going to commit the time daily to the activities to do so. And those activities, we are sure to give you all of that information in the coach training. So what you see though, like Leslie said, like what you see is what you get. We're all just showing you on a daily basis what we're doing. In the challenge groups you're participating in, you're doing a lot of what we already do as coaches. You're lifting one another up. You're asking questions. You're sharing products that you're using. Our challenge groups are great. They're literally like mini examples of what we do as coaches. So these titles that I shared, the 3 levels, are not official titles, but it's just a way of looking at how you can get involved. You can really choose any path. So they're the levels of involvement. And then I'm hoping you're wondering at this point, well, how would I get started? So there are several ways to get started. But many of you have probably already started with a challenge pack, which might be Beachbody On Demand and Shakeology, or just a single program in Shakeology. That's a challenge pack. When you join with Shakeology, you sign up with a $39.95 fee, and then you can get it reimbursed. So basically, it's free to sign up if you've bought a challenge pack at any point in your life as a coach, or in your life as a challenger. This is the best value. Now, if you haven't signed up with anything yet, the best way to do it is with a challenge pack. You literally sign up for the products you need to get started, and it's free. There's no additional fee. That's it. So that's pretty much, like, it's very cut and dry. Now, there is a $15.95 per month business fee, and this really covers your website. It covers maintenance. It covers, like I said, we don't do any of like holding the products in our houses. We don't do any of that outside customer service. So we are extremely lucky to have people taking care of that for us. The websites, that's all included with your business service fee each month. Upkeep on the websites, they're constantly improving the websites. There's tons of information out there that you can use. The online office is literally full of information. I apologize if you're itching my nose. My allergies are back with like a vengeance already. So I do apologize. They literally just keep us loaded with information and different things for our challengers. So just something to keep in mind. There are different discounts for active duty military and veterans. So, if you or your spouse is part of the military or was part of the military, let one of us know and we can share that information with you. And I always hate to include this part, but it's good to know you can cancel at any time. There are no penalties for doing that. There are no fees for canceling. You can sign up or you can cancel just as easily as you signed up. But we hope that none of you do that. And we always encourage, when you do sign up, to just commit to being here for a year. But each one of us did in the beginning, and that's why we're still here for you 3 years later. So just something to keep in mind. Now, you might be thinking, like Daisy said, like, I just don't have the time. It's back to school. Like, the kids are going back, or I'm going back to teaching, like whatever it may be. This is a horrible time of year. It's so busy. That's actually one of the best reasons why now is such an amazing time. So with back to school, most people are thinking, I need to get into a new routine. Whether it's I need to get back into a fitness routine, whether it's I need to wake up earlier and get back into a routine, or I need to focus on structuring these meals so that I can make it through the day, structuring the meals for my kids so they can make it through the day. That's an awesome reason to start. I think that the routine of like the new school year, whether you have kids still in school or not, like it all lines up. Like September is a fresh start to me. So that's one amazing reason. And another awesome reason to get started is because there are constantly new product launches going on. And with Beachbody On Demand, this makes it even more accessible than ever to get started. And it seems like each time a new product launches or a new program launches, there's like another surge in the business. Even like, I know a lot of people might think, oh, well, you're on Beachbody On Demand, so maybe you lose commission. But I can't tell you how many challengers I've had come back for a new program and get started back up again on Shakeology, and they're reinvigorated and they're excited again to be part of another group. And then it's 3 months later and they're still going. And that feeling of knowing that that new program is what helped to pull somebody back in or to help them get back into a new routine is just an awesome, awesome reason to get started and to see it through. Because, you know, one program might not be for you, but that doesn't mean the next one coming out is not like the key to literally like to your life. Like, I always tell people, if I had never tried the 21-day fix, I don't know where I'd be right now. It changed my life. It changed my way of eating. It helped me learn what a lifestyle is. And the fact that nutrition, like they use that structure of the nutrition plan for so many of their programs now, has just been a complete game changer. And then when you put on top of that, the fact that Shakeology, like I couldn't be within 100 feet of anything sweet, or I would just eat it all. The fact that Shakeology has completely curbed those cravings, like these are products that I can stand behind and I can't live without. So when I think about my coach having invited me to this opportunity, if I had waited longer, or if I had never tried, or I don't know, I just always think like if I had never gotten into it at the time I did, would I be where I am right now? Would I have helped and inspired so many people to join challenge groups and to join our team and to have transformed their lives in so many ways? My goodness, when you think about like why wait, why wait? You know, Daisy said her only regret was really not starting sooner. So just something to keep in mind. If it's something you've been thinking about for a while, why are you waiting? What are you waiting for? So just something to keep in mind, not to steer anybody any which way, but I just always think there's a reason for everything, and there's a reason certain things happen when they do. So I could have said no. Any of them could have said no. I've had people say no for several months and then be like, now's the time. And then they come in and they kick butt and they're like, I don't know what I was waiting for. I was just scared, or I didn't think my transformation was worthy of coaching yet. And it's just crazy. You guys are all doing incredible. So, and I can say that because I've been so lucky to work with so many of you like in challenge groups recently. So next steps. Sorry, getting, and as coaches, we get distracted by notifications on our phones too. All right, so next steps. Decide the level of involvement you are comfortable with. Like I said, you can come in today and none of us are going to push you to do anything more than you are not comfortable or ready for. But if you say, I'm all in, I want to be a business builder, we're going to meet you right there and run with you. And you can ask, there are a few girls who are already signed up as coaches on our team. And like, that's where we're at. You know, we're helping you craft your posts so that you can start sharing with people. We're helping you get started with your first challenge groups and really there for you each step of the way. So that's one of the next steps. Next step, contact the coach who invited you to this webinar. Ask any questions you may have. Pick the challenge pack that's right for you. If you haven't already, get started. And I ask you to think about this quote. Ask yourself if what you're doing today is getting you closer to where you want to be tomorrow. So I'm going to leave you with that thought. I am going to open it up. If anybody has any questions and you just want to unmute yourself, or like if you just raise your hand because you don't know how to unmute yourself, we can unmute you. It might just take a few minutes because we're not experts at this either. But thank you, guys. Any questions? None? I don't see any hands. I feel like I should call on people, but I know it's getting late.
I actually wanted to call on.
I know it's getting late, so.
I actually wanted to call on someone real quick. So Nicole, she just signed up as a coach. Oh my God. 2 weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago. So I kind of wanted for her to share what sparked that interest in wanting to become a coach. And she, so I wanted to kind of just have her share a little of why she became a coach. And she's fairly new. So if you don't mind, Nicole.
Putting poor Nicole on the spot again.
That's okay. Hopefully I won't cough like a million times. So I was doing the program, and I just sent Daisy and Amanda like my story that I plan to share. Like I just tried for so long, like most of us have, just that cycle of gaining, losing, gaining again, giving up, starting over, and like every single time I did it, I just got more and more mad at myself. Like I was just so angry that I just kept doing this to myself. And I we recently just took our girls down the shore, and I was looking at pictures, and instead of looking at them and like what they were doing, I was just so disgusted with like how I looked. Like, I can't believe I did this. And I was like, I cannot show the girls that like this is how you're supposed to feel about yourself, So Daisy like popped up right at the right time. Like I was like Amanda. I was like, I'm all in. Like, do you want all of my money? Like I'll give you all of my money. No problem. But the coaching thing, I didn't even think about. I was just so excited about doing the program and seeing the results and feeling good. Like for once in a very, very long time, I was like, yes, this feels good. And seeing everybody on the app and just connecting with everybody that way, I just really liked it. And, Daisy sent me a message like, do you ever think about coaching? And I'm like, what? Like, I'm like 2 weeks into this. Like, I'm nowhere close to where I want to be. Why would anybody want to be coached by me? And yeah, I was also a teacher before I had the girls. And I was like, like, I kind of, this is what I've been doing my whole life anyway, is coaching, except I was coaching teenagers, which are probably the hardest people to coach anyway. But I was like, you know what? Like, if I can do this, and because I have a lot of factors fighting against me. I have triplet girls that are 17 months old. So just that schedule alone is like, it's a little tough to kind of work things in. I'm on medication for anxiety that makes me exhausted at all times. I'm always sick because I have like a crappy immune system. If I can do it, then I think other people should too, because it feels so good. And I think everybody should just feel this good, because I've been at my wit's end, and I know there's so many people out there that are just so fed up, that are looking at those beach bodies and are like, how did I let this happen? And so well, and of course, because I'm home with my girls now, I don't have an income, and we're okay, but like it stresses me out. It stresses me out to not be financially contributing anything. So that's like definitely the other part of it. So like Daisy, like I'm nervous to go into it, because I'm like, like, are people going to want to be coached by me? Like, are people going to want to like sign up? Like, am I going to be able to get like people on board, or am I just going to end up being a discount code? Like, I don't know. It's a little intimidating, but I look forward to it. I definitely do. So I hope at the end of the day I can, financially contribute something. But if not, just like getting somebody on board, like, okay, yeah, if she can do it, I could probably do it too. So that's that.
Awesome. I just wanted Nicole to share her story, because she's a newer coach. So like, when you hear stories from like Amanda, and you hear stories from me and Leslie, like we've been doing this for a while, so you're probably thinking, yeah, they've been doing it for a while, so it's easier for them, which that's not the case. Not at all. But hearing it from someone who just started her journey in July, like, there you go, guys.
Yeah.
I had a question.
Yeah.
Hey, Amanda. So, I guess to be a coach, do you have to kind of sign up your friends, or is there a way to help other people? Because I don't know, like, who could I motivate from my friends so I be a coach for them, or like, how does that network kind of get built?
That's a great question. So when you're first starting out, we always say, like, to start within your warm market. That would be the family and that would be friends. But some people have a very small warm market or maybe don't feel comfortable reaching out to those close to them for whatever reason that may be. So when that is the case, we do have social media trainings and we do talk about expanding into what's considered more of your cold market. And that's actually, kind of how we had met through a mommy group on Facebook and started connecting that way. We have different ways of going about meeting people without necessarily having to be out and about in the community, because I know that's difficult, especially with a little one and working and going to school and things like that. So you have a full plate, but we do have different ways and different trainings to help meet people outside of the cold market or outside of your warm market. I will say that for me personally, my first 3 challengers were my mom and my 2 sisters. And then after that, I signed up my husband and then 2 girls that I worked with at work. So when I first started, I really did kind of pull from the people closest to me and who trusted me. But then as the weeks went on, I really did have to start branching out into more of a cold market because I went to an all-girls high school. I graduated with 70 girls, and I didn't keep in close touch with any of them. Like, I was friends with one of them, and she was actually one of my first challengers. But other than that, like, I just didn't. I didn't get along with many of them. No, I've been lucky enough to reconnect with a lot of them over the past few years, but I don't just, like, there are other girls who I graduated with who are also coaches who had better relationships with these girls. So I won't say like I had a huge warm market when I started. So if you don't, or if they're, if you're worried about reaching out to those closest to you at first, don't feel like they're the only people you can turn to, because we do have trainings and things like that for how to help reach other people outside of there. Did that kind of help answer it? I'm sorry.
Yeah. Thanks.
Topic.
And I just wanted to add a little to that. With when I first started, I had 100 friends on Facebook, and they were all just really close family members and really close friends. And I never posted anything. Like, I would post a picture of like my dog. I wouldn't post pictures of myself because, again, I was very insecure of myself, so I wouldn't post any pictures of myself. And I was just what you had your question. Like, I'm like, how am I going to even get started? Like, I have no friends on social media. But when I did my very first before and after, like, people came out of nowhere. Like, you'd be surprised. Like, if if you put up a post about you working out, people are going to be like, oh my God, what are you doing? Like, so that actually, like, once I did that one post, like, it took it just took a huge relief off of me, because I was just like, oh, okay, this is fun.
Mm-hmm. It's so true. It is so fun. Like, it really is fun when you get into it and you're just talking to people, and the first time you get a message from somebody and it's like, I'm seeing results because of you, or I've actually been consistent for the first time in my life. My goodness, that feels incredible. Because many of us have been looking for that quick fix our whole life. So when you have people who've been with you for a few months and are still seeing results, or maybe their results have slowed down, but they're seeing other non-scale victories, it's awesome. I mean, you're one of those like perfect examples of somebody who's continued to transform over the past. I mean, it's been like a year now that we've been working together, isn't it? It's incredible. It's awesome. It's so much fun. And you develop these relationships and these friendships with people that you never knew offline, like in a previous life, so to say. So I love that.
And I just wanted to, do you speak Spanish?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. I heard a little accent. I wasn't sure. Okay. Because I speak Spanish too. So it's nice to talk it to others once in a while. Nice.
Which is, and I don't know too much about it, but you could probably speak more, Daisy, to the Spanish market. Like, I know you've been on a few of Kim Carver's calls and stuff like that. So
that's my goal, to branch out to that market. That's my goal.
Yeah.
So we do have another, like, there is a Beachbody has like an all Spanish like network. So it's just everything is in Spanish, which is pretty neat because if like Spanish is, you know, like your first language or your second, like they do tons of like trainings in Spanish. So it's pretty cool over there.
Oh my gosh, guys, we didn't even mention. So speaking about why now is also an amazing time to start. We're expanding into the UK in October. So currently we're only in the US and Canada. But as of October, we're expanding into the UK, which is absolutely huge. So I know there are people, and again, you have to we're constantly doing things like personal development and reading and listening to uplifting audio. But one of the things I always try to remind myself as a coach is to have that abundance mindset. Like I said, I graduated high school with 70 girls, and at least 5 or 6 of them from my year are coaches. You might think, oh, you know, network saturated. I could never find any new challengers. And that is a bunch of baloney because I've managed to continue to do that every single month, helping, you know, at least 3 to 5 new people get started. But now we're expanding into an even bigger area. So that is a whole lot more people that we're going to be able to help and to reach and, you know, to really branch out to. So just something else to keep in mind. If you are somebody who's thinking about it from a business perspective or business mindset, that's something that you really want to be there for that launch. So that also goes into talking about like expanding into your cold market, because I don't know anybody from the UK personally, but maybe you do. So that was just something else. Can't believe forgot that. Anybody have any other questions? No? Okay. Well, if not, you guys know where to reach us anytime. Messenger, challenge groups, texts, whatever it may be in any of the groups. So feel free to reach out, ask a question. If you do have a question you think you could help somebody else in the group, I would love if you could share it in our Backstage Pass group. But I also understand if it's more of like a personal question or you just want to ask one of us on a one-to-one level, that's totally cool too. But as a teacher, I always believe that no question is a stupid question. So if you have it, then most likely somebody else does too, and they're just not ready to ask it yet. So I guess to close, just thank you guys. Like I'm like overwhelmed by how many people popped on, and I really appreciate you taking time out of a busy Sunday night. Like I know Sundays are typically family nights, harder nights to get on. So I really, really, really appreciate that you took the time to be a part of this with us. And I look forward to working with each and every one of you on a daily basis as part of our challenge groups, and hope to further that relationship with many of you as coaches in the near future. Because this is something I absolutely love, something I am extremely passionate about, and something that I only see continuing to grow over the next few years. I have big plans myself. I know that Daisy and Leslie have big plans as well. Things that we talk about, you know, on a team basis, on team calls, vision boards, things like that. Just things we do as a team and a group to help keep one another motivated, not only fitness and health-wise, but on this journey to helping others achieve that kind of freedom and success too. So I feel like I kind of missed a part about how you earn money, but I know I touched on the 25% commissions and team cycle bonuses. But again, if that's something that like you're way more interested in hearing like in detail more about the compensation plan, just reach out to me. Like don't hesitate, and I can give you an either down and dirty quick drive into it, or just make another video so I don't hold anybody up any longer, because I know it's getting late for some of us. For some of you, it's like dinner time and bedtime. So I just want to respect your time and all that. But just let me know if that's something you want to hear more about. I'll just make you a video. All right.
This was so great, everyone. Thank you so much for hopping on. We really appreciate the fact that, you know, you found this, you know, worth taking the time out to join us. And, you know, Amanda did say something about, you know, some of the great benefits. Well, another one is that, like, I just went to Punta Cana as, with, you know, as a coach. You know, Beth Diamond, she joined me as well. There's some of these great these great trips that we get to go on. I'm going to Riviera Maya with Amanda, I believe.
Yeah.
This coming year in Beth. So it's just, you know, other little perks and things that we get to enjoy. And it just really further builds that nice bond that we have with one another, and just a great new family of friends. I mean, when we say we're a fit family, we really are. We're just great family and friends that we've the relationships that we've built here. So thanks again for hopping on tonight. So I'm just going to say my goodbye.
Thank you.
Hope to, to hear from you.
Thanks, everybody. Oh, thanks, everyone. I think it's my bedtime.
You're right. Have an early wake up tomorrow.
Yes. Yes.
Back at it. Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
Good night.
Good night,
Bye.
everyone.